Hello everyone, it's Charlton. Please subscribe to my channel, tap the notification bell. I would appreciate it majorly. So I just was sitting here on my deck enjoying it's beautiful out, and reading a little bit more about Suzanne Morphew, so I want to do a video about that quickly. And I've been thinking about it pretty heavily since she went missing. And there's not a lot of new things to add. There's not really no new information other than just sort of pouring through the reports that are there. The limited, there's such few information, just trying to find any little detail. And there's also people posting things in the comments that I don't see reported anywhere else. I don't know if they're picking it up in local media or and I know there's that forum, I forget the name of it, where people start a thread of missing persons in various cases, where people post really detailed, elaborate stuff that they find. So maybe people are picking it up from there, like Web Sleuth or something like that. It's some kind of forum where there's already a thread for this one with, like, I don't know, several pages of many posts, whatever. So, I mean, the things I do have a working theory. I do, and it's just a theory. Although I feel fairly strongly about it, and my theory is that whoever abducted her is known to both her and her husband, is known to the family. I had this idea that the move to Colorado, I think April 2018 is when they bought the home there, according to at least one report or somebody that posted something in the comments. I don't know, it's at heavy.com, I think, is they still have not sold their home that they left behind in Arcadia, Indiana. And I think he had a number of businesses that I don't know that he still owns those, if he sold them and basically cashed out in the move to Colorado. I don't know the connection to Colorado. I think my guess is that they've been visiting there, they've been vacationing there, summer and winter for years. I just based on looking through some of the Facebook pictures and stuff, even the father of the husband has a picture like in Denver from years ago. So I suspect maybe the family has been vacationing there for a long time, and maybe are fairly familiar with the community even before they moved there. So, but I thought the move had something to do with it. Somebody with such deep roots in a town where all of their family is, multiple businesses, multiple successful businesses, a fair amount of wealth, and just a lot of roots and ties to Indiana to make that move. I guess their daughters are getting older and are starting college or are already in college. I'm not even sure their ages, and maybe that's the reason for a change, but it just seemed like a pretty big move, and I thought that was a motivator that had something to do with this, and I had this idea that they were leaving something behind, and something had prompted that move for a change, and and that this problem that they were leaving behind followed them to Colorado, and that's this person who followed them from Indiana to Colorado is the person who abducted her, and I still kind of think that, I do. And the fact that the FBI is involved, that usually means cross state lines, and it can mean a number of things. I'm not an expert on law, I just kind of go by pretty much common sense, and it's just, I have a fairly analytical brain, I think, and but I know what typically crimes that cross state lines are absolutely automatically involve the FBI. That's why anytime there's any kind of incident on an airplane, if only the FBI can handle it. And that would just sort of make sense to my theory that whoever abducted her is from another state, and my guess would be that it's from Indiana, where they're from. So there was that. The other thing that I just thought of, it actually is sort of what prompted me to go ahead and make another video, because every time I have a single little thought, I don't want to just make a video because I have a new thought, you know. But this is the thought that made this video this morning, is the additional $100,000 that, you know, is part of the $200,000 reward. That was basically a family friend that matched, you know, the husband's $100,000 reward. And you know, that definitely, I think that has significance. I really do. And that person has not been revealed, you know, which is understandable. Privacy, you know, that's something you many times would expect. But I also, I don't know. I mean, I do think that, I mean, these people had wealth. They probably had wealthy friends, but I just think that has significance, and it wouldn't shock me if that family friend that matched the $100,000 reward put up by the husband, making it now a $200,000 reward, if that family friend, you know, if the person who abducted her wasn't known to them as well, you know. I just have a feeling that this person that abducted her is known to this family. And, you know, I'm certainly, you know, I could be wrong about all this, and it's more probable that I'm wrong than I'm not, you know. It's more likely that I'm wrong than I'm not. But and it could be that the husband, I mean, this was one of the comments that I saw that I haven't seen reported anywhere else, you know, that the husband was basically in Denver working on a large commercial landscape job, which makes sense. That sounds reasonable enough. And I have a tendency to believe that. But that doesn't necessarily change my theory. It doesn't. And basically, I definitely believe that whoever abducted her was aware that her husband was away. And, you know, that's one of the reasons that I think that this person is known to the family. You know, it's either somebody who was stalking her, you know, and observing their habits, and that's how the person would know that the husband was going to be away the weekend, or it was just somebody that's known to the family and has direct contact with family members or knowledge of the family and their movements. And that's what I think it is. I don't think it's a stranger that was stalking her or the family. I think it's somebody they know, you know. And I have an idea of why, you know, if my theory is correct, that why they would, you know, make such a large change and move to Colorado to start over or get away. And I'm not going to get into that so much, you know, other than, you know, I mean, I do believe that these people are deeply religious family, you know, and that does play into these things. So, I think that's the extent of what I wanted to talk about. You know, there was reports on, you know, the personal item, which they haven't revealed. They haven't even, the authorities haven't even revealed. The sheriff, I think his name is Spees, the sheriff of Chaffee County, who gave a press conference on Friday and who's been, you know, speaking to the media, I think, mostly throughout this investigation. I don't know if the Chaffee County Sheriff's Office is sort of leading it. And you have the FBI involved, and the Colorado Bureau of Investigation involved as well, and many local, you know, the Department of Corrections, other search and rescue local teams helping with it. You know, I think as many as 200 different people at different times. The sheriff had said 2,000 man hours, you know, spent in the search, but you know, he hasn't even revealed that the bike was found. A family member, the nephew of Suzanne, whose name is Trevor Knoll, who you know, who's also one of the two persons who started the GoFundMe page, which I think is now up to about 28,000, which, you know, that's just to assist in the rescue. I mean, these things are in the search, you know, they're so costly. I can't even put a dollar value on how much man hours and equipment and goes into this. But they were saying they searched for a 2.5 mile stretch of the highway west of basically where she went missing, which is Highway 50, and she went missing right around where Highway 50 meets 225, County Line Road 225, and they don't live far from there. You know, their home is just miles from that location off of 225 County Line Road, where the homes are very nice and they're very dispersed. I don't know how far apart they are from each other. There's just only a few back in there from that I can see, you know, and they look like they're at least a half mile apart. And that, you know, I spoke about in the last video why I found it odd that the neighbor even knew she was on a bike ride. But, you know, they may be friendly, or she passes their home on their way out of going on a bike ride or whatever. But how the neighbor was aware that she didn't come back and call the police. Anyways, but they searched a 2.5 mile section of US Highway 50. And in the press release put out by Chaffee County Sheriff's Office, you know, it says that, and it also says that they searched, you know, like steep terrain along the highway, you know, which I don't know if dogs are taking them in that direction, or it's because of the personal item that they found, you know, which they haven't revealed what that was or where exactly they found that. I mean, my guess is that, you know, she went out to meet somebody that she knew, and my opinion is it's somebody from Indiana that's known to them, and that person, you know, knew that the husband was away, and I don't know, you know, I don't know how. I mean, it seems like they went up into the woods possibly, but maybe that same person, just like them, is very familiar to the area, you know, and like them, you know, had vacation there for years and knew the area. And maybe there's, I don't know, some kind of ATV or whatever it's called, like a, you know, a four-wheeler or some kind of vehicle up in the woods, you know, that he had thought this through, and then took her from there, you know, out of there. Because I just don't think they're up in the woods, you know, trekking around right now as we speak. And that's it. That's pretty much the story there. All right, thanks for watching. I hope she's going to return safely. I personally actually think she's going to, and but I don't know, you know. But obviously I'm hopeful, like anybody. Thanks for watching my videos. Please subscribe to my channel. Give me a like down below, and I will see you in the next video. Later, man.